What's up, everybody? I hope everybody is out there having a good day, making things happen for themselves. Before we get into the topic, I want to tell everyone to please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, share, and all that. And also, if you don't know, I also do a podcast designed for a purpose. So go check that out. You can find it on Spotify or wherever it is you listen to your favorite podcast. And if you would like to donate to the channel, the link to my Cash App will be in the info box below. All right, y'all. With that being said, let's get into today's topic. Now, man, y'all, I just did a similar show like this, a similar podcast like this. Just, matter of fact, I just wrapped that up, like, let's say, like 10, 15 minutes ago. Now, I'm over here on this show talking about a different one. Y'all, all I'm gonna say is how ridiculous can we be, y'all? How ridiculous can we be? Now, this man calls the police because of cold fries. And he ends up getting arrested because, let's just say, because I don't want YouTube trying to do anything, we're just going to call it the ultimate crime, okay? He committed the ultimate crime. We all know what that is, by, taking someone's life. So he committed the ultimate crime, y'all, and he worried about some damn cold fries for McDonald's. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. When you have McDonald's, if the fries are cold, I don't even want them. Because they're nasty as shit when they're cold. But, dude, you're worried about that shit. Now, it didn't say how long ago he did this. So, maybe he got comfortable and let his guard down. But in doing the research, watching the video, he called the police. Also, the owner called the police as well. So it's like, dude, you, at no point in time did you think they were going to ask for your information? At no point in time did you think that, oh shit, I'm going to get caught up for doing the ultimate crime. You know, wake up, people. Wake up. Use your brain. Like, I couldn't help but laugh because it's like, you can't be this dumb. You can't. Now, apparently, he goes in there. He says him and his fiance are looking for apartments, this, that, and the third. They're new to that part of town, whatever. So they got hungry, out looking for, new apartments and shit like that. So they go to the McDonald's, and apparently, it was, a lot of people inside and outside the line was long as well, and so they were waiting. He says they never got an order number, so they were just supposed to wait there in line. So he left, whatever, him and his fiance left to do whatever it is they need to do. Come back, and he didn't know that their order was ready because apparently they didn't have an order number. So he goes in and tells him what he ordered, and I believe that was the owner, and that was there. He was talking to the owner, and the owner said, "Your meals are ready." So he gets the food, and he's like, "These fries they're lukewarm, but they could be, more fresh." So he says he asked for fresh fries, and the owner was like, "No, no, I'm not giving you fresh fries. There's nothing wrong with these fries." And he claims he couldn't get his money back due to him using Cash App. He said it takes 3 to 5 business days to get your refund. That's what he's telling the cop that pulls up. Because, mind you, he called the cops, but the owner called the cops as well. So they both had their chance to tell their side of the story. So he does that and tells his side of the story, and he says how the owner was being rude and all this stuff. So the cop gets his side, and he seemed very mannerable and very cooperative at first. Nothing seemed off, at least in my opinion, in doing, the research and stuff for the show. Um, Nothing seemed off. But then the cop goes inside, and he leaves his partner outside talking to the guy. So then the other cop goes inside, gets the information from the owner, asking what went on. And the owner has his own version. Now, mind you, we don't know what version is true because we weren't there. But the owner is saying, like, he was very disrespectful. Like, you're gonna give me some new bleeping fries, and you're gonna give me my money back plus my food. And so the owner's like, he said he asked him to leave, and he was like, "No, I'm not leaving till you give me my money back plus some fresh food, or I'm a beat your bleeping what," on and on. And I'm like, right then and there, I'm like, well, okay, that's already a different version. So I'm like, what's gonna happen next? So the owner go to talking and talking on and on, and then he even tells the cop, "Oh, he has an ankle bracelet, this and that." Okay. He says, "I'm willing to refund him his money, but I don't want him back at my restaurant, this and that." So he says, "Okay, just stay right here. I'll go get the forms, and then you fill it out saying that you don't want him back at this restaurant anymore." So he's like, "Okay." So this cop, he goes to the car, running the information of the young man standing outside with his fiance and the other cop. And then he runs the information from the owner. And now, as he runs the information on the young man outside, you could hear on the scanner, they're like, 24-year-old man, armed and dangerous, and so the cop was like, "Oh, can you um, run that again, to make sure?" And again, 24-year-old male, armed and dangerous, license suspended, all this and that. And so he's filling out the paperwork, doing all that. And while I'm watching this, I'm like, now mind you, I didn't been around plenty of people on house arrest, so this had plenty of family members, locked up on that shit. And my thing is, how was he able to be, out and about roaming like that? Don't they only get clearance to leave, like, for, like, let's say, like, emergencies, like maybe, doctor's appointments, maybe if there was like a death in the family or something like that, maybe they can go show their face for a few hours. Doesn't it have to be important stuff? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Feel free to, you know let me know in the comments, whatever, if I'm right or wrong. But I always thought it had to be in important things in order for them to get the clearance to be out and about. Other than that, they have to stay where they're on house arrest at. I mean, that's what I always thought. So, but then again, I guess looking for houses with your fiance, whatever, that may be important. You never know. It may be, not knocking that, but I was a little like, what is he doing out and about? You know. So after, with all that, the cop gets out of the car and he's walking over to the young man and the other cop, and he's like, "I need you to sign this paper. It's just saying that you won't come back to this restaurant anymore. He doesn't want you or this and that." And the young man, at that point, he starts getting like suspicious, and he's like, I'm not under arrest or anything, am I?" And the cop's like, "No, I just need you to, fill out this paper." And he keeps saying, "Am I under arrest?" And the cop's like, "No, fill out this paper." And he's backing up as the cop is trying to go closer to him and give him the paper to fill out. He keeps backing up. And then finally he just takes off. And the cop's like, "What?" And he's like, I don't trust you guys. So the cop has to, take off running behind him. And the young man cuts through these apartments. So he gave him a run for his money. He really did. He gave him a run for his money. But It's like, dude, with all that being said, the point is, like, dude, did you not once think that you were gonna get caught? You called the police over some fucking fries. Is this that serious? Is it that serious? You could have got that food when it warmed that burger up. Shit, if you had enough time, stop by Rally's and order some fresh fries there. Them fries were not that serious. Guess what? Now you got a meal with a side of fries and a side of a cold jail cell with that. It's really not necessary. I mean, y'all criminals, man, don't think. I mean, I know McDonald's fries, they're the bomb. When they're hot and fresh, they're the bomb. But I'm not fit to call the police especially if I'm wanted for a crime. Forget them fries. Move on. Because I guarantee you it probably was another fast food restaurant close by. Because all the food chains do that. You build one on the left, it's competition on the right. He could have ran across some more fries. And I'm pretty sure there was another McDonald's not too far from there. It may be in a few corners away, but I'm pretty sure it was not too far. So it's like, man, you were not thinking at all. And then where the hell were you going? Where the hell were you going? You didn't left your fiance there. On top of that, he must have forgot about the other cop that was already there. And by the time he took off running, it was another cop car that pulled up because they considered him armed and dangerous. Where were you going, dude? Where were you going? Were you going to run up in somebody's apartment? Dude, like, get real. I guess that show is real, huh? World's Dumbest Criminals. Just like in the show that I just did on my podcast. The dude that got comfortable, but he did this crime 28 years ago and got caught by just a regular traffic stop, riding around with no license, no tags, no registration, no none of that. But then he gonna try to sweet talk the cops, like, oh, I'm a provider for my family, this and that. I have a 13-year-old son at home. He doesn't know none of this that's going on. And come to find out, he was using a fictitious name, and then he's gonna come and say, oh, I have an 80-year-old aunt, that who I'm taking care of, and then I have an uncle in ICU. Bruh, you should have thought about all this years ago. See, the thing that gets me is people don't realize, I'm going to say it again, people don't realize wherever you go, there you are. Meaning, you. If you don't change your mindset and if you don't change the way you move, shit is gonna always follow you. Like, for instance, now in both of these cases, they got comfortable. The dude that committed that crime 28 years ago, he wasn't thinking about his future. It's like, come on, you know, he was a lot younger then, and wasn't thinking about the future. But that's why I say, if something is not worth tripping over, let it go, because you're going to get comfortable in your future, but karma is gonna strike. And believe me, she waits till you get good and comfortable, and then she strikes. That's why I keep saying, if something you're dealing with, whether it be a situation, a person, or people, if they're not worth tripping over, if the situation is not, let it go. Because when you don't suffer your consequences right up front, that doesn't mean you're not gonna suffer them at all. Oh, because you are. That's why you gotta be careful about what you do. Now, I could see committing the ultimate crime, like if it was in self-defense or something like that. But if it's something that you can look back when you calm down and gather your thoughts, if you look at it and be like, was that even worth it? Don't do it. You use your brain, people. You have to use your brain. Because whatever we do, good or bad, there's consequences to everything we do. Good consequences and bad consequences. We have freedom of choice to live our lives the way we want to, but we got to deal with the consequences. These two dummies in both of these situations, you can't help but laugh at them. And the way they try to talk to the cops and swindle their way out of shit, it's not gonna work. Like, y'all dumb as fuck. Especially the cold fries fool. Really? You gonna call the police over some cold fries? Dude, just ask for your money back. Leave the restaurant. Go to the nearest restaurant. I'm pretty sure, as I stated before, I'm pretty sure there was another restaurant nearby. I bet he ain't got no McDonald's on Cell Block E. And that damn commissary, sure, it sure ain't as good as the McDonald's fries. I feel sorry for his fiance. Cause dude, you're not getting out anytime soon. Just like in the other story I did. That dude was on the run for 28 years. His dumbass is never gonna see the outside again. And if it's true, if he does have a 13-year-old son, like he was saying, feel sorry for your son. He got to come see you through some glass. That's why I say, don't ever do shit and think you're going to get away with it, because you're not. You're really not, people. I mean, come on, let's get real. You know, especially in dealing with the police. Why are you gonna do things that would draw the police to you anyway? This stupid fool at McDonald's gonna call the police over some fries. Dude, you didn't think they were gonna ask for your information such as ID and stuff like that? That's just general. When they're talking to you, they may not even be there for you, but if they start talking to you, sometime they ask, "Oh, can I see your ID, anything like that," just so they can kind of know who they're talking to, this and that. Dude, you didn't once think about that? Why did you call? Especially when you're on the run. And not only that, dude, you're on house arrest. Oh, believe me, the owner made it a point. He told the cop twice that, oh, he has an ankle bracelet on. Dude, go back inside and manage your store. You're the manager. You didn't have to do all that. Oh, he has an ankle bracelet on. He told him inside. And then once, when the man was, the cop was in his car, getting the information and, going through all the stuff, over the thing, over the stuff with dispatch. Excuse me. Then he came up to the car. Oh, okay, yeah, he has an ankle bracelet on. Okay, dude. Oh, excuse me. Got a dry throat. Gotta get my water on. So, yeah, then he tells him again, he has an ankle bracelet on. First off, how did you even look down like that? God, were you that paranoid from the dude? I mean, I don't know, y'all. That just, it just caught me off guard. Cause one stupid idiot drawing attention to herself, calling over some cold ass fries anyway. Dude, if that's the case, I would be like, you know what? These fries are cold. If he said he wasn't gonna do it, okay, well, just can I get my money back and move on? Especially if you're already on the radar. I don't get it. These people are dumb as fuck. And like I said before, dude, now you don't have a choice of some hot, fresh McDonald's fries. Now you gotta worry about that commissary. And you better hope your fiance put money on your books so you can get some shit in there. Maybe you can get a cup of noodles. What, some saltine crackers? I mean, man, these people, y'all need to think. It's already bad enough that you do these heinous acts for stupid reasons. But then you try to go about life like it's nothing. And then his ass gonna call the police. you got your own self caught up. And then the other motherfucker driving with no registration, no license, no nothing, drawing attention to himself. I mean, aren't you supposed to be on the low, especially when you're wanted? Boy, I tell you, when karma strikes, she strikes a mighty blow. But anyway, I just wanted to get on and talk about this story because I thought it was pretty funny, like stupid funny. I mean, come on, let's get it together, y'all. But with that being said, we are supposed to continue to find our purpose. Now, I know we all make bad choices and we gotta live with the results of our choices. But y'all, we have to use our brains too. They're not just in our head floating around. Let's put them to use. And hopefully we wouldn't be put in these situations. Right? I mean, come on. We're not dumb. It's just a lot of us think in the heat of the moment, and that's not always good. So we got to do better. If you know better, you'll do better. With that being said, I love you guys, and don't forget to go check out my podcast. You can find that on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And if you're listening here on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, do all that. That way we can build our community up and get to making better things. Like, my goal is to once I get more followers in here, more things like that. Once I'll start asking people their opinions on certain merch and certain gifts. Then I'll buy certain gifts. We'll have giveaways and good things like that, and start opening up to more events that I plan on doing. Um, Doing all that stuff. It takes time though. We'll get it together. Just do your part and don't forget to tell people about both shows and all that. And like I said, feel free to donate to the show, which helps me bring better content to you guys, and better merch and better everything. It'll just be all the way right. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. I will leave the link to Cash App in the description below. With that being said, love you all. Stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Don't forget to keep finding your purpose. Peace.